Hey everyone, today I thought it would be fun to do another video just talking a little bit more about like ADN versus BSN versus ABSN too. I thought this could be a good resource for anybody who is looking into going back to nursing school, because I know that it can be super overwhelming as you're researching programs and trying to figure out what the heck to do and what works best for you. So I know with that, for me, it took me quite a bit of time to do some research just to figure out what the differences were and what was going to work best for me. So I was hoping this could be just something that's helpful for you if you're in the same boat. So starting off with the ADN program. This program is typically going to be the lowest cost program because it's usually run through community colleges because it's an associate's degree of nursing. So with that, usually from what I saw with my research, it is typically a 2-year program. I believe some places have like an expedited 18-month program, but with that, some community colleges are a little bit more competitive than others. Some have prereqs, some don't. Some will allow you to take like your anatomy and physiology classes and microbiology classes while you're in the program. So it is really particular on your school. But one thing I found with this when I was doing research was, around me at least, there are a lot of night program options, which is something that I think is super great if you are wanting to work full-time while you're going back to school. And of course, at the end of it, you do receive your associate's degree in nursing and you're eligible to sit for your NCLEX and become an RN. So with that, you are able to go into a hospital and do everything because you're an RN as long as you pass your NCLEX. But I do know some people decide that they want to get their BSN. Some hospitals I know prefer nurses that are BSNs due to accreditation. However, I know a ton of people that just have their ADN, or not even just have their ADN, I should say, and have never had issues finding jobs or been turned down or told they need to go get their BSN. So I think a lot of that is actually, for the area I live in at least, more talk than it is true. As far as a BSN goes, this is a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. So this is a 4-year degree, and an ABSN is an accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Typically, from what I've seen, to be eligible for an ABSN, you have to have a previous bachelor's degree, and you have to have completed all of your prereqs to be accepted into the program. And then depending on where you're going, it is usually anywhere between like a 12 and 15 to 18 month program, because they are trying to expedite that. So I know like the one I ultimately ended up choosing is 4 semesters that are normal duration, because I didn't want the like super quick format, because I was worried I wouldn't retain information, but that is just personal preference. A Bachelor's of Science in Nursing would be a 4-year degree, so you're gonna spend 2 years typically on prereqs, or not even prereqs, like general courses, like your English, your math, your history, all of those things, and then 2 years on nursing related content. And then basically the accelerated bachelor's is just taking all of that general education out and jumping straight into the nursing portion. Typically these are gonna be higher in cost just because it is a bachelor's degree, so usually these are at universities. I know like state universities a lot of times have these programs, and just other universities as well. And then there is also an option, if you get your ADN, to do an RN to BSN program. So this was something I looked into as well. I ended up getting lucky because I received a scholarship from the university I'm going to, so it ended up costing me less than $5,000 just to go ahead and get my accelerated BSN versus the cost of going to a community college and then doing my RN to BSN. But a lot of places offer an online program that's around 9 months, just depending on where you live, where you can actually get your BSN online. For me, it looked like it was going to be between like $8,000 and $15,000 depending on where I went. But that is something that's also an option if you do just really want to get working. You want to go the ADN route because it is lower cost, and then get your BSN later. So hopefully that helped a little bit, and hopefully that helped clear up some confusion. But let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'm happy to answer them. And if anybody else wants to kind of chime in the comments too and let me know of other differences that I missed, then I would love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.